في لبنان.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Nice to have you all here. My name is Yusuf. I'm the Chief Innovation and Transformation Officer at AUB. What I'd like to do is welcome you all to the President Innovation Challenge and give you a quick brief about what the iPark is for those who don't know iPark, and then hand it over to Maha to continue the discussion. So if you don't mind, I'll just share a couple of slides with you, and I promise you they won't be boring, but just give me a second. Can you see the slides? And can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing.
Okay, great.
And we see the slides.
Excellent, excellent. So basically, for those who don't know, the Talal al-Madi Hazain AUB Innovation Park is a cross-disciplinary space that is part of AUB and sits at the heart of the startup ecosystem in Beirut at the Beirut Digital District. We support AUB community members, and by that we mean anybody who's affiliated with AUB, whether they're students, faculty, staff, or alumni, to help them develop their innovative ideas into very profitable, hopefully, and scalable startups. And we offer all kinds of programs, including the incubation, acceleration programs, and we try to connect you and your ideas with specialists in the industry and mentors. We do a few things. We target students, faculty, alumni, and staff. And our goal is to develop entrepreneurs with interest in contributing to our community. We also engage with the community to help build the ecosystem. So iPark is not just working on its own, but we're working with other incubators across the Lebanon and across the region. We also help you develop your company so that you can leverage Lebanon for piloting your ideas and back operations and grow it globally. And we globalize operations by building partnerships with other institutions. Just to give you an idea, last year, by the way, iPark is about 1.5 years old. Last year, we had a very successful year. We had 13 startups incubated in our program, and 4 of them have graduated. Last year's President Innovation Challenge had 132 participants. We held more than 20 workshops and lots of social media attention. And we have a network of about 30 mentors. In fact, some of the 4 successful companies graduated. One of them raised 1.1 million euros. All of them have moved on to other places to become very successful companies. This year, we also have a larger group. We have 19 startups. I believe some of you here are part of those startups. Half of those startups have female co-founders, and 3 of them are faculty-led, etc. And we have more than 45 students and alumni involved. The 19 companies, I'm not going to go through them all. Feel free to check our website or come visit us or talk to anyone so we can tell you more about them. But they cover everywhere from med tech to ed tech to social to health to agriculture. And we're halfway through our incubation program, and we've had already 31 mentors, 14 workshops, and many one-on-one sessions. So what is the President's Innovation Challenge? The President Innovation Challenge is an event that we hold every year. And it is targeted so that it's open to all students, faculty, staff, and alumni at AUB and their collaborators. So if you have a team with 1 member from AUB and others from outside, that's okay. And what we will do, you will all compete for a total cash prize of $45,000 that will be split between first prize and second prize, and also for getting an entry place into the incubation program at the iPark. Last year, like I said, we had about 130 people responding to us. And this year, with 13 teams reaching the finals, and 4 outstanding winners. We're hoping to break this record this year. We're hoping to get at least 200 teams and see how far we can go. In order to help you focus on the Innovation Challenge, we've identified 6 themes for you to compete in. The first one is the future of health. And this one is about if you have ideas in disruptive innovation in health, including whether they're products, technologies, services, or delivery methods, and are focused on improving the human well-being, please let us know. We're also looking at another area or theme where you can compete is data-driven technology for agriculture. And as you know, as the population continues to grow and farmers are faced with all kinds of challenges, including environment and weather, data-driven agriculture is a way to help improve the utilization of those resources and also help both from an efficiency, but also from an environmentally friendly way. So let us hear your great ideas about that. A third area is the environmental conservation and clean tech. And this is about if you have innovative ideas around the environment, about pollution, about ocean acidification or loss of biodiversity. Would love to see your innovations and here to see how you can compete with those. We're also talking about the Internet of Behaviors. The Internet of Behaviors combines the existing technologies that focus on individual directly and connects the results to behavioral events. So if you have innovative ideas about how we can use the Internet to track behavior and also observe behavior in ways that helps humanity rather than help the commercial world, would love to hear about that. Anywhere operations, I don't have to tell everybody, everybody knows because of COVID, remote work has become a more acceptable form of work. And now people expect to do work from anywhere at any time, from any device. And so any ideas on how we can help that environment, we're looking for that as well. And last but not least are the alternate and circular economy. And this is looking at different ways, innovative ideas to basically take care of and take advantage of the new economy, where people are shifting to the alternative economy in order to for healthy survival and taking advantage of the new technologies available, but also to address the challenges we're facing in the environment today. So we're very excited to launch this innovation challenge this year. And we're looking for many more participants. And if you have any questions, I'm sure that Maha and Ilyas will be able to answer you. Thank you, everyone. And Maha, I'll pass it on to you.
Thank you, Dr. Asfour. Most of you know me. For those who don't, I am the Business Development Manager at the Office of Innovation and Transformation at AUB. And I also manage the iPark operations. So after the introduction, our Executive Director and Chief Innovation and Transformation Officer, Dr. Asfour, walked us through. I will just walk you through what's going to happen next. And then after that, Ilyas Bostani, our innovation advisor and entrepreneur in residence, will also share with you how to log a good application, what do we look at, what are the evaluation criteria and eligibility criteria, and of course, we will be here to answer your questions after that. So let me share with you a couple of slides. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Great. So this is the second innovation challenge. It's an annual event, and this is the second round. The first one was in year 2020. The cash prizes this year are 30K and 15K. And this is how it works. Today, of course, we're having the information session. It's our first information session. Then later on, after you guys have gathered and thought about your application and what do you want to do, we will be offering you another Q&A session in June, right before the deadline. The deadline is on July 4. After you apply, this is an initial application where you will just, state your idea and describe your team and, give us initial information about your idea. If your idea gets shortlisted, we'll be reaching out to you towards mid-June to get more information so that, we would take it to the next level. By the third week of August, we'll be announcing the semi-finalists qualifying for the finals, and we'll be notifying them. And we will start then preparing them. So we will start by having them rehearsing in front of a mock jury, so that the jury will be, of course, leading professionals who will give you feedback that will help you improve your idea or your pitch. And then we will also support that with capacity building workshops and sessions. Then you will have to submit your improved pitch and final pitch, the one that you're going to use for the final competition, towards mid-September. And then the final awards and pitching ceremony will be taking place on October 1. This will be evaluated based on the pitch you submit beforehand, which the jury will be examining thoroughly, and then it will be complemented by live pitching during the event. And of course, the jury members will be selected like last year from a variety of fields and industry leaders. In the meantime, in case you guys have questions, you can reach out to us through phone. These are our numbers. And of course, you can find them on the website. This is also our email, Zain, aub@aub.edu.lb. It's also available on the website anytime. You can just put AUB URL/iPark and you will find iPark website. And if you like to remain updated about our events and activities, you can follow our social media channels. You will find it under Talal and Madiha Zain AUB Innovation Park or Talal and Madiha Zain AUB iPark. And our hashtag would be Zain AUB iPark. So I hope to see you all on stage in October. Stay curious, stay creative, and hope to see you there. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. That's about it. Thank you. I'll leave the floor to Yes.
Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
So I'll walk you through the judging criteria that we'll be using and to know what to expect and what the jury will be looking at. I will talk a little bit also about the qualification criteria as well. So in terms of judging criteria, ultimately what really matters are four criteria. The first one is the value potential and impact potential. So how much is your solution solving a real problem that is affecting well-defined customer segments, and can they have a considerable impact on people's life? Like all ideas that are nice to have, that are more introduce some kind of convenience, but are not really solving a major issue, will not be prioritized. The second criteria is innovation. So here we're looking at ideas that have some sort of innovation compared to the existing businesses. So is it an innovation in terms of technical, business, or process? It could be a variety of innovative in a variety of aspects, but as long as it's something different from what we see elsewhere on a certain aspect, this will make it more increase the chance of winning the competition. The third criteria is the business model. So how are we generating revenue? Is it convincing the way that you are suggesting to generate revenue? Is it something scalable and financially sustainable? So we receive a lot of initiatives that are more NGO type of initiative that will require massive funding and that will not become self-sustainable at a certain point in time. So those will be deprioritized, and we'll be focusing more on initiatives that can generate revenue ultimately. Finally, the fourth criteria is traction. So here we'll be looking if the team has validated the product market fit, and even first of all, do we have the right team to work on this idea? Have you validated the product market fit? Have you also demonstrated progress implementing your idea? So on one point, we are trying to support ideas that are quite recent, so meaning that you have not been working on them for more than 5 years, but at the same time, we want to see progress and real work behind it, not just an idea that you have on the back of your mind. You work on it a couple of hours per just when you learn about the competition, etc. So this is it in terms of judging criteria. Now, there are some eligibility criteria to be able to apply. The first one, we need at least one of the co-founders to be from the AUB community. So either a student, alumni, faculty, or staff. You should have been working on your idea for less than 5 years, as discussed previously. One team can only submit one application. So it's not about just trying out different ideas. It's about what you are investing your life to work on. And this is what we need to have here. And so applicants can only be on one application. They cannot be part of multiple teams. And you need, of course, to submit an application before the deadline. Something that we really like and recommend to have is teams that are coming from different backgrounds, particularly when you have ideas that has a technical aspect and then a medical aspect with it, agriculture or what have you. It's very important to have multidisciplinary teams applying on this. So now we have made it very easy in terms of it's not like an application like a complex application like what you would see elsewhere when you're applying to a grant or what have you. So the first step is just to fill a very basic application where you'll be telling us more your name, the name of your co-founders, what faculties is each one in, and then what is the idea in less than 30 words. And then if you have received funding, revenues, and in what date have you created this idea. And this is, I mean, it takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes to fill maximum. And the goal of this is just to initiate this discussion together, and then for us to know about you. And then from there, we'll go into sessions where we'll be teaching you like how to do a pitch deck, how to also do a video pitch, which will be ultimately used for the semifinals and so on. So the first step is very simple. We'll be just verifying the initial criteria of eligibility. After it, this is where you'll have to submit more complete documents, not documents, but let's say more complete deliverables, which are a pitch deck and a video pitch for the jury of the semifinals to evaluate you. So this is it in a nutshell. I'm not sure, Maha, if you would like to add anything or if there are some questions.
Well, one of the questions was that can people outside Lebanon participate like alumni in Africa? So the answer for that is, of course, as you said, Elias, as long as one of the founding members is an AUBite, and by AUBite we mean an undergraduate student, graduate student, alumni, staff, or faculty member. And we would be also happy to help teams, you know, to find each other. So if you feel like you are looking for a partner, But of course, as Elias said, the idea has to be established. But if you are looking for a partner, we would be happy to help you with that. What else? And I also forgot to highlight that last year's winner, Dr. Masoud Khresh, AcoustoSense, the first prize winner is with us. Dr. Khresh, am I allowed to surprise you and to ask you to give us an advice, to give the participants an advice for this year?
Hi, Maha. Yeah, of course, of course. First, thank you for setting up this this workshop. Again, this initiative continues to be forward thinking and doing something for Lebanon that doesn't exist. Advice, I think you should at least I would tell you to listen to Maha and Elias and folks in the workshops. I was actually quite impressed with the information that was given and the support across the board. Of course, in MSFEA we have some resources for entrepreneurship. We have Mona Aitenia also on the call. She can attest to that. But my advice is to listen to join the workshop, especially if this is the first time for you. It's usually you're very excited about your idea, but translating that idea from something cool that you have either in a lab bench somewhere or something you discussed with friends and colleagues to an actual a working company or even what you would refer to as a startup takes a lot of work and effort. You might find there's a lot of information you don't know. So my advice is attend all the workshops, listen, take notes, use the resources offered by IPARC. I think that's really the road to success. And if you end up failing, you shouldn't take it the hard way, because in startups you will fail a lot, and I think you need to have thick skin, get right back up there if you believe in your idea, of course, and keep going.
Thank you, Dr. Khresh. Elias, there's a question that I hope you would answer. The question is an idea prototype enough to participate, or do we need a viable product that is already out in the market?
No, it's enough to participate for sure. And some of the winners last year also were in the prototype stage. Now, just idea, you can start, apply with your idea, but try to work on having at least a prototype before the August, where we'll be having the semifinals. This is if you want, when it comes to judging, if you are submitting just an idea and we see that we have the right team with the right background, yes, of course, it's great if we have you, but try to work on this, on transforming this idea into reality before the semifinal. By reality, I mean a prototype, and that will be enough. And then it will depend also on the competition. So the teams that will be a bit more advanced will have increased the chance of winning ultimately.
Thank you, Elias. Does anyone else have questions?
And one thing also about the markets, it shouldn't be targeting Lebanon only. So we're looking at ideas that can make an impact. It could be in Lebanon and comparable countries, developing countries, or on the region or elsewhere. But don't limit yourself to the Lebanese market, of course. If you want, you can also discuss ideas here, or what I mean. If some of the teams are already working on something, they want to see if it is eligible or not. Happy to discuss it.
I guess we're having a lot of thoughts going around, so this is why they are silent.
Many ideas within the same project. What do you mean? And please feel free to speak up because we are a intimate committee. So,
Brahim, how about you unmute and share with us what do you mean? I think everyone could benefit from the discussion.
Yes, thank you first. I mean that we can, if I'm eligible, talking about, for example, environmental control project, while the other project is talking about another sector. Can we group this project together in one submission?
so it's one idea that can have different applications. You mean?
Yes, from different categories. One from,
Okay,
yes, I'm listening.
no, is it the same company where it could be fit for one industry or another industry, or what's the commonalities between the two ideas?
They are not related. They are related, yes, but they are the different. One, for example, it's a biofuel example, and while the other, for example, is talking about semiconductors. They are
Okay.
both related to environment, but they different. We work different at each other.
Ideally, it's better if you internally do this exercise because one person cannot be working on many different projects plus your own either day job or studies, etc. So, and you want to invest most of your time in the idea that you believe mostly in. So, we recommend that you personally select which one of those ideas you believe more in, and if the 4 criteria that I shared earlier might help you, that would be great. And this is where you want to invest your time and have a stick the idea that you believe really in, and then try to make us believe in it, right? If you are even you are hesitant into 2 different projects, this sends a not a positive signal. So it's recommended to shortlist it first, and if you need help, let's say in shortlisting to discuss which one would have more potential, etc. So here we can book like either discuss it the advanced Q&A or book a office hour session to discuss it. All right.
Thank you in advance.
Any other questions?
I had a question about the slides. They want us to share the slides, so I said yes, right? Okay. And Mona wants the application link. Yes, Mona. So here we've got ourselves an applicant.
And also, like we got one question, which was about people that applied last year. Can they apply again? So yes, for sure. Particularly if you have evolved your idea from where it was before. Now, if you have one before, no, but but for the rest, yes. Okay. Hi, you're muted. I think you're speaking, but you're muted.
Am I muted? No, I'm not.
You were, yes.
Okay. So someone is asking if we can post the slides on the website. Yes, why not? On the challenge page. Also, Reem, thank you for sharing the application link. Here it is in the chat for those who need the application link. I can't see any more questions. Okay, Abbas. Thank you. We will reply back to you. And does anyone else have questions? Did I miss a question? We will earn a certificate of participation, thus we can support our work CV. Participation in the President Innovation Challenge. Yes, we can issue that. We can give you a certificate that you participated in the President Innovation Challenge. That wouldn't be a problem, but we will do it upon request.
But hopefully, instead of a certificate, you'll be able to share a media article saying that you made it to the later stages of the competition.
Yeah, exactly. Like among the top semi-finalists. And by the way, the semi-finalists who made it to last year's Innovation Challenge really made very good results. And, you know, they are out there in the market, many of them achieving good traction. So I highly encourage you to just, you know, put your idea out there. Okay, here's a question, Elias. According to the criteria, traction is required, but in order to get traction and get product market fit, the company needs time and budget to market. How can we meet the criteria then?
Yes, great question. So here, what we're saying is that this criteria will help in prioritizing the different ideas. But it's not, let's say, if someone doesn't have already a product market fit, they will not be disqualified. But it will play out at the last stages. And what we're looking into is, by traction, we mean progress. So you might not have found product market fit, but you should have at least tested something. So you should have invested actually time. It's not like after that you win the President Innovation Challenge that you'll be investing your time. You should show us that you have invested your time before. In terms of budget, it's about having initial what we call the FFF budget, that trying to convince your family, friends, and the third F is typically fools. But like having already some sort of capital to kickstart things is a plus. Also, there are a number of competition, be it with the MSFPA, with OSB, or with the IPARC, where there are some mechanism to get small budget or prizes in order to work on your ideas. So spot on. We need to see that there is at least a time investment. If there is also an additional budget investment, it's a plus. But take it as it goes, and then the learnings will come from this journey as well. So this is why we have tailored the journey in a very simple way, where you just have to submit a very simple application, and we'll walk you through the different stages of your startup so that you can evolve, either by winning this competition, or even if you don't win, you might be eligible to participate in the incubation program that will come later on, like the upcoming cohort of the incubation program. So this is the idea. So it's more trying to work together into supporting your idea within the umbrella of the Innovation Park. We have a question from Mona. We need from a theme area that is a bit broad to fit more ideas. I can see how Shabab can fit among the listed themes, although it is targeting a current problem, given the changes in education due to COVID, etc. Yes, so the themes are just there to signal what are the areas that are mostly important from the AUB perspective. And sometimes an idea can fit into multiple themes, so pick the one that is more under that you see fits more. So you have to select one theme. Now for Shabab Lab specifically, which theme would be more fit, Maha? Because you have more visibility on the different themes?
I was thinking maybe alternate economy, or because you know we are Mona, correct me if I'm wrong. if we're talking about Shabab Lab, it's about, you know, energizing our people wealth, right? To be more economically productive. Yeah. So I guess it would fit maybe under alternate economy. You're welcome. But in fact, Mona, that was a great question. Does anyone here, is anyone here wondering where his innovation fits? It either means we're good or this is scary. If anyone still has a question and is hesitating, please let us know. We wouldn't want to, you know, deprive everyone else from knowing this additional information that you could bring up. So what do you think, Elias? Everybody seems settled.
Yes.
Someone is looking for a team. So Abbas, I guess there is more to do with us. It's good that you sent us an email. We will help you with that. Elias, do you have anything to tell Abbas in this regard?
Not that comes to mind, except that it's good to participate in different workshops and potentially in the open workshops that we are doing at the iPark. And this is also an opportunity to meet with other people. Now, online is a bit more tricky, but yeah, typically this is where the connections happen. So you would have people having the same aspirations, attending workshops as part of the inspirational workshop of the iPark, and working together on ideas.
Will everything be online from now till October, or will workshops become in person after the vaccination campaign? Very good question. Well, honestly, we don't have a definite answer for that. The moment they tell us that we are safe enough to have at least hybrid events, we will go for that. We are looking forward to meet you and to work, you know, on site. But if we don't get this safety clearance, it will remain online.
If I might jump in, sorry. Related to that, the plan is to get all of the AUB community vaccinated before the fall or by the fall, and therefore, based on that, our hope and expectation is that we'll be hybrid in the fall.
Yeah, so we are hoping that will happen. But what I know that is to be confirmed, that the final award ceremony will be hybrid, which will be in October. Another question, does it really have to be a business product, or can it be a plan that could be adopted by governments or big companies, for example, transportation plans? What do you think, Elias?
So it can be, it's not necessarily a business product, but it needs to become sustainable at some point in time. So if this is about having a transportation plan that is that requires extensive capital and maintenance and operation across the life cycle of the product, no. But if it is a solution for transportation that requires some initial investment from, let's say, different like government or funding organization and that will reach sustainability after a certain number of years, then yes, by all means.
Thank you. There's also a question, does e-commerce startup go under anywhere operations theme? So it could be anywhere operations, but I see it more like alternate economy. What do you think, Elias?
Probably it will depend of e-commerce of what. So what will you be selling on this platform?
Rasha, it's a platform to sell what?
So also there is one thing that's a marketplace, social media, live commerce platform. Yes, a marketplace of what? Is it specific for a certain type of product, or is just like Amazon across categories? Also, one thing that comes to mind is typically it's good to participate in different workshops and try to share your idea and try to get it a challenge so that you improve it. And don't be afraid of someone stealing it, because everyone has tons of ideas, and it's not at all about the idea, and much more about believing in it and investing all your time and effort to make it happen and make it a reality. So Rasha, if you want, feel free to speak up. No need for the chat. If you want to tell us a bit more about the marketplace, so is it about like across categories, about the marketplace for books, for fashion? What's its target product category or? Okay, any other question meanwhile? Maha, this is for you.
Do we have to pay any fees during the participation? No, of course not. There's no payment of fees. And I want to remind everyone that there is enough time for you to develop your idea. So the deadline is in July. If you really have a good idea and you still have some work to do it now. Set up a good team and apply. Any more questions? Great. There is one question about fees. Yes, Mary. Is it the same one we just had? The same question we just answered? Do we have to pay any fees? Yeah. We just received this question and we said, no, there's no payment of fees. So, guys, if you don't have any further question, what do you think, Elias?
Yes, I would just like to add one point, and just to highlight it again, is what we're looking at with this also is identifying people that are interested in innovation and that have the potential to innovate, and support them in working on their ideas to move forward. So don't feel intimidated if the idea is not very well polished on the criteria that we had previously discussed. Just use this opportunity to fill the application, to connect with us, and then we can give you also advice on how to move forward. And as I said before, it could be under the President Innovation Challenge, or potentially we can say that we might not be ready for this, but let's go for another bootcamp that the iPark is organizing or something else. So it's very important to start connecting with between the iPark and the innovators and working together to get somewhere. That's the essence of what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Elias. So, guys, I think there are no more questions. Do you think we are good to wrap up?
Yes.
So I want to thank everyone. I want to thank also Dr. Asfour and Elias and the team supporting us here with our invisible heroes. I want to thank you all for coming to this session and exploring this opportunity. I really hope to see you on stage. And until then, we are available for your questions, as Elias said over and over. So hope to see you soon and to hear from you. Take care, everyone.
Bye. See you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Maha. Can I speak with you just for a few minutes?